Okay, let's try this again. I'm Dr. John. I wanted to come on and talk to you with you for a few minutes. There's a lot of information. We're doing more testing, as everybody knows. Now, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not an epidemiologist, but common sense needs to prevail in these troublesome times. So, in our office, I wanted to share with you the couple of updates that we got from our state association. We have everything in place. We're taking all the precautionary steps. We're disinfecting. We're using all the right chemicals and materials to make the office clean. And so we're working on that. And then we have a state legislature who is also affecting the government to hopefully, allow small businesses to stay in place. Chiropractic's main focus is the neuromusculoskeletal system, and it's really important, that you stay healthy during these times. So I thought, what are the different things that we can do to stay healthy? So I went online and went to Harvard. Everybody trusts Harvard. So I went online with that. And so I've got the handout here. So I'm just going to go over some things with you and see if this is going to work for you. I know I practice it, and all of us should. So healthy ways to strengthen your immune system and fight off disease. The best thing we have going for us is that our body is always making new cells to replace those cells that are dying or dead. It's called cell replication, and that is under the control of the nervous system. So you want to have a good, healthy nervous system, of course. Your nervous system affects everything, either directly or indirectly. And so chiropractic is not the cure-all for any kind of disease, but if your body is functioning better, your nervous system is carrying impulses to the cells better, then the cells are going to respond, the cells are going to normally replicate and be healthier, and they'll be stronger to fight off any kind of condition you may have. Your immune system, again, is your first line of defense from any kind of disease, and it is there to capture the organism that's invaded your body, capture it, and then contain it, and then kill it, and then get rid of the waste products. For example, if I'm exposed to a bug or a virus or something like that, if my immune system is working as it should, it will capture it. And all this can be explained scientifically, but it will capture it, and then once it's captured, my body will respond to it, maybe by spiking a fever or white blood cells and all these other activities that are going on. And then the body will contain it if it can and kill it if it can. But I read this morning that there's a person, I think he's in Florida, who's had the coronavirus, and some type of medicine has been taken, and he's already gotten better. I mean, I being a chiropractor, I'm not always on the medical scene, but if there's anything out there that you can do to get better, I'm okay with that. But I want to review with you some things that you need to do to take better care of yourself. Number one is a healthy lifestyle. Too many of us don't have a healthy lifestyle, and I'm talking to all of us, and myself included. But you need to think about your body, take better care of your body. And so let's go through some of those things. Number one is what you put in your mouth. What kind of diet do you have? Do you eat a diet that's high in fiber? Do you eat a diet that's like fruits and vegetables? Do you eat a lot of stuff? And I realize there's all kinds of diets out there. Everybody says they have the best plan, but what are you putting in your mouth? What are you doing for your own self? Are you being good to your body? Your body has the ability to live a long time as long as you take care of it. And so what about exercising? And you say, well, no, the gym's closed. I can't go to the gym. Well, Victoria, my wife of 36 years, she has over the years accumulated, DVDs and VCRs and things like that, all kinds of exercise things. So she and I are now spending time in the basement together doing exercises with these old videos. So this is a great way to get reconnected, with your spouse or your children, and be creative. You can come up with all kinds of ways to exercise. You don't have to go to the gym. You could just, if you have stairs, go up and down your stairs. Make sure you don't fall and get hurt. But most of people who live in different areas have a basement or a treadmill, or you could take a stool and step up on the stool and step down and step up and step down and step up. Just use your creative imagination. And every difficulty lies opportunity. If you have a chance to bring something out of your creative imagination, then do it. To come up with ways to exercise. Just don't use an excuse that the gym is closed. A healthy weight. There's so many different opinions about this as well, and we won't go into that. But if you're overweight, you need to look at that. Obviously, drinking alcohol. If you do that. And I'm afraid that probably more people are drinking alcohol now during this stressful time. So just be careful of that, because alcohol will damage your immune system. And so you don't need to overindulge. I know you're worried. Get enough sleep. Sleeping is the time that your body can repair all the damage that you've done to it during your activity. Sleeping is when your body can renourish itself, when these cells can replicate. So if you're not getting good quality sleep, that interferes with your healing process. I mean, how many times have you known somebody who's gone into the hospital and what they do is they let them rest. And the longer they rest, the longer they sleep, and the body begins to heal. And so sleep is a good friend of mine named Tom Stanley back in Whiteville would say, sleep is a weapon, use it. So those of you that have trouble sleeping, just take extra naps. If your body is telling you in any way that it needs rest, listen to it. Don't fight it, and don't watch another movie or do this or do that. Take a nap. Your body will appreciate it. Take steps to avoid infections. You know, there's all kinds of stuff about washing your hands. You know, we had a thing in our church. We go to the men's room, and the sign on the window would say, you know, wash your hands and sing. What is it? Say the Lord's Prayer twice while you're washing your hands, or sing Happy Birthday to yourself twice while you're washing your hands. But just become a hand washer, you know, because it's the best way. Let's see what else they got. And minimizing stress, you know, and I'm going to talk about this more. Short-term stress means your sympathetic nervous system jumps in. Let's say we're in the South Africa or in Africa. There's a gazelle, and then there's a tiger. So this gazelle, and many of you have seen this story about the gazelle. When the gazelle gets up in the morning, it needs to be running so the tiger doesn't, you know, catch it and have it for lunch. So let's say that a gazelle is in the wilderness and a tiger comes in and starts to chase it. Well, that gazelle is going to put every bit of its focus on getting away from that tiger. It's going to be running and hiding and doing its best to not get caught. It's his life is at stake. So after a while, the gazelle is going to outrun the tiger, and then maybe 30 minutes later, the gazelle will be somewhere in another part of the landscape, grazing on grass and enjoying the landscape. So their heart rate, adrenaline, everything has come back down. So temporary stress is you know, not that bad. We've had to adapt that over the years. However, chronic stress is what we're going through now, and that will tear your nervous system apart. Chronic stress it'll just interfere with your body's ability to be strong and to fight. Let's see, somebody post your question. There we go. If you have any questions. So your immune system and age, those of us that are past middle age, maybe, some of you are watching, our immune systems may not be as strong as they were when we were young and full of ourselves. So you got to be more careful. Like I have patients in their 80s and 90s, and the patients that are the healthiest are those that exercise every day. I've interviewed one of them before recently. His name is Danny, and Danny would love me talking about him. But he goes to the exercise place every day. He plays bingo and bocce ball and other card games. He stays active. He always has a book in his hand. He keeps his brain going. So he keeps his immune system. And he talks about eating papaya and mangoes and avocados. By the way, avocados, that's one of the best quality foods for your brain and for your immune system. It's good, strong, healthy fat. So make sure you eat something good. If you're laying around the house stressed out because of everything that's going on, and you're watching all the negative news, and then you're eating a bag of chips or Doritos and sipping on something carbonated. There we go. Those big words. Carbonated beverage. Then that's damaging. All that's damaging to your immune system. Okay, so let's just go through and see what else they say. Yeah, so micronutrients.